Hey, what's going on there, everyone? It is TechWares. Today is September 10th, 2025. Here's the big question. All right, here's the question I have for everyone. Should Blizzard still control their legendary IPs? Should Blizzard license off their IPs? Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, or just Warcraft? Honestly, no. Let's take a look at the track record. Diablo 3 launched as a joke, with the real money auction house ruining the game until they patched it. Then you had Diablo 4, which was hyped as the big comeback, but it's shallow, grindy, and built around monetization. Let's not forget Diablo Immortal, the infamous mobile cash grab remembered for the "do you guys not have phones" moment. Warcraft hasn't fared any better. You guys remember Warcraft 3 Reforged, right? Yeah, Blizzard, they butchered one of the most beloved RTS games, real-time strategy, replacing the original with a broken remaster. Then there is Warcraft Rumble, mobile game, turning a legendary strategy franchise, a legendary RTS game, into a shallow mobile auto-battler. Yes, guys, that's what Blizzard thinks Warcraft should be now. A mobile game that is an auto-battler. What about Overwatch? Sorry. Overwatch 2 was supposed to evolve the hero shooter genre, but it ended up being just a glorified patch with canceled features and even worse monetization. Last but not least, Starcraft. Yes, Starcraft. They haven't touched it in over a decade. One of the most iconic strategy franchises ever just left to rot. And then there is World of Warcraft. Once the king of MMOs. Some even to this day say it's still the king of MMOs. Now it's a shell of itself. The latest expansion, The War Within, was trash. And Midnight already looks uninspired and corporate driven. Even WoW Classic, which should have been an easy nostalgia win, has been handled poorly. The so-called classic expansions are awkward cash grabs that miss the whole point of Classic in the first place. The truth is, Blizzard doesn't innovate anymore. They don't respect their own legacy. Instead of creating passion-driven games, they cycle, monetize, and drain their franchises dry. At this point, it's fair to ask, do they even deserve these IPs? Or should they hand them off to studios that would actually treat them with the respect they deserve? Now, so Blizzard doesn't deserve to keep these franchises. That's what I think. Then what's their alternative? Well, imagine this. Blizzard becomes the steward of their IPs instead of the only developer. They license them out to studios that actually know how to make magic happen again. Let's start with Diablo. This is just my opinion, of course. Imagine if Larian Studios, the team behind Baldur's Gate 3, took over. They understand dark fantasy, player choice, and building worlds that actually respect the player. Or maybe From Software, the masters of atmosphere and challenge, reimagining Diablo as a brutally dark action RPG. What about Warcraft? The universe is massive, and Blizzard is wasting it. Imagine a single-player Warcraft RPG made by CD Projekt Red. With the depth of The Witcher 3, or even a new MMO handled by Square Enix, the studio that saved Final Fantasy, the MMO from the disaster, and turned it into one of the best MMOs of all time. They've proven they know how to rebuild a broken MMO and make it thrive. For Starcraft, this one hurts the most. It defined the RTS genre, and Blizzard just abandoned it. But what if Relic Entertainment, the team behind Company of Heroes and Dawn of War, took a shot at bringing Starcraft back? Or maybe Creative Assembly, who built Total War, delivering a massive cinematic RTS worthy of the franchise's legacy. And even Overwatch could find a new life elsewhere. Respawn Entertainment, the studio behind Titanfall and Apex Legends, has shown they can do fast, polished shooters with great mobility and style. Imagine them taking the hero shooter genre and actually moving it forward, instead of Blizzard dragging it backwards. Now, whether you agree with me on these opinions on these game dev studio choices, the point still stands. Blizzard's IPs are too legendary to rot under corporate mismanagement. These games shaped entire genres, and fans still care deeply about them. But Blizzard doesn't. And if they can't bring back the passion, maybe it's time to let someone else try. So, where does that leave us? Blizzard was once the studio everyone trusted, the gold standard of PC gaming. But looking at the last decade, it's hard to argue they still deserve to control their own franchises. From Diablo to Warcraft, Overwatch, Starcraft, and World of Warcraft, they've shown time and time again that passion has been replaced with profit, and creativity has been replaced with corporate decision making. These aren't just games, they're legendary IPs that defined entire genres, like I previously said. And right now, Blizzard isn't treating them with the respect they deserve, like I also previously said. So maybe the best path forward isn't Blizzard clinging to them, but Blizzard letting them go. Licensing them out to studios that still care about making groundbreaking games. Because honestly, I'd rather see Diablo made with love by Larian than another soulless grindfest made by Blizzard. I'd rather see Warcraft reborn as a true RPG by CD Projekt, or Starcraft resurrected as a cutting-edge RTS by Relic, than watch them sit and rot. And that's just my take, guys. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Blizzard still even deserves their own legendary IPs? Or should they step aside and let someone else bring these worlds back to life? Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is a conversation the gaming community needs to have. Take care, everyone. It's been TechWares. Peace out.